and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about this Hourglass product, the Veil Translucent Setting Powder, which I picked up a few weeks ago at least, and I've been using it every day. I have some thoughts around it, but quickly let's talk about what it says it does. The magic of Veil transformed into an ultra-refined loose powder designed to give skin a naturally flawless finish. This finely milled, weightless powder is formulated with soft, focused, light-reflecting particles to instantly blur imperfections and minimize the appearance of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles for effortlessly smooth skin. I love that. The translucent formula can be used on all skin tones for an invisible, natural skin finish. I love Hourglass, especially their powder products. These are transformative products to me because they do something that no other product can do in terms of making makeup look like skin. So that's really important to me. I don't like my makeup to look like makeup. In fact, I get complimented quite a bit on my skin when it's Hourglass products that I have on, specifically the powders. So I had to give this one a try. Usually when I use the Ambient lighting powder, I do set with a translucent powder to begin with. What have I used in the past? I've used the Bobbi Brown or Mercier. I've tried that RCMA. So when Hourglass came out with a translucent powder, I knew I had to try it because chances were those two products, the translucent powder and the Ambient lighting powder, were gonna play really well together. So I had to give it a try. Been using it quite a bit. I have some thoughts around it. I'm going to try it on for you first this half, just so you can see the difference between what it looks like with powder versus not. And then I also finished up with a bunch of other Hourglass products, so if you'd like to see the try and hear my thoughts, please keep watching. I have foundation, concealers, the rest of my makeup, pretty much everything but powder products. So I'll go in with the powder. Just take a little from the cap and I tap it to get the excess off. And I don't have the Hourglass brush, but I do have a brush that I love to use, especially for the under eye area. So I'll just powder this side for now so you can kind of see the difference and see if it really is translucent. So just pat it under here. And I have been using this as an under eye setting powder. And then I also like to take this small brush just for the area right under here. I do notice a blurring effect with the pores in real life. So let's see. I think you can see it on camera too. And I do like this smaller brush because it gets into the contours better than a large brush. So I've got the center part of my face powdered, not the entire part, but just the center half. Now I'm gonna go ahead and powder the exterior with a larger brush. This is an IT Cosmetics, which is gigantic. It's the IT Cosmetics All Over Powder Brush. Then I'll just take this on the exterior. Again, I just like to pat powder in. So now half powder, half no powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up on this side. And if you notice, I don't really powder the center of my nose because I do have a bit of the Tom Ford illuminator on there. I of course love to follow up with the Ambient lighting powder in Radiant Light, which I will be doing, so those two work really well together. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. I just finished off with a few of my favorite products by Hourglass. So I finished off with the Ambient lighting powder in Radiant Light, which I use every day. I also went in with the Ambient lighting bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. Also really beautiful bronzer, my favorite. I have tons of bronzers, but I think this is really my favorite. I can always count on it to perform really well and look natural and give me that nice glow. And I highlighted with the Euphoric Strobe Light. If you have any fine lines or dryness, this really does not emphasize it because I know a lot of highlighters that I've tried do that to my skin. So if you're looking for something that doesn't emphasize any of those flaws, then this is a really beautiful one. Sometimes what I like to do after I add the Ambient lighting powder is I'll take more of the translucent powder, reapply just to the areas that have any pores that need a little bit of blurring, and then just add a little bit of matte quality just to the inside part of my face. Inside center part of my face. So let's check the claims really quickly. It says it blurs the appearance of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles for an airbrushed finish. I think you could see with half and half that the pores were blurred. There was more of an airbrush finish on this side, which I think was really apparent. So hopefully you were able to see that too. Innovative Gold Sifter. with a custom cap allows for a perfect amount of product to be dispensed. I do like to pour it into that cap and then just take it off of the top cap, this lid part. It sets makeup for longer wear, and when I have worn this, I've noticed my makeup looks really good at the end of the day, and I think it has a lot to do with this powder. I have switched up concealers too. I'm using the Soft Matte Complete Concealer by NARS and Biscuit. Those two things work beautifully together. It has been doing an extraordinary job keeping everything in place. Translucent formula leaves an invisible finish, perfect for all skin tones. It worked really well on my skin tone. I don't think you saw any white cast. I didn't see it in real life, and I don't think it looked that way with the lights reflecting as well. So you could see that right away that it didn't alter the color. We're infused with diamond powder for the most refined light refraction without any flashback. And I think you could see that compared to when I actually added the ambient lighting powder in Radiant Light, it doesn't refract light like that. It can be used to bake under eye concealer to prevent creasing, which I have done in the past. I didn't do today, but it works really well for that. And it's formulated without talc. Really, really beautiful. Sets my makeup, blurs those imperfections, stays all day. I will definitely be repurchasing this when it's done. It has become a daily staple for me, and like I said, it works really well with all the other products that I use that happen to be by Hourglass. I hope this helped you. I hope I was able to give you some information on whether you should try this or not. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Transformed into an ultra fine, off with the ambient lighting powder. How can I forget what that's called? And I do, of course, love to polish. I, of course, love to polish. I think you could see with the half and the half. I think you could see with the half and that. What, the half and the half? Infused with drama. That has a more refractive quality. Yeah, refractive.